Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, MandRproductions with ASK MandR, episode 146. If you have a question you would like answered, leave it down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button. Anyway, up front here, I do have something hopefully coming in the mail very soon that has been a purchase in the works for a long time, and I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, especially my own, but I think it's gonna show up this week, and it's like actually happening. It's one of my white whales, and just know that it's happening, and I'm very excited, and like, look out for a video probably next Wednesday, assuming it shows up. Anyway, unfounded excitement aside, Lemon Studios says, who do you think will be on the 2021 set box art? I don't think the 2021 LEGO Star Wars set box art is going to be different or substantially different in any meaningful way than the last couple of years of LEGO Star Wars. You've seen this pretty obvious trend that they've gone with this kind of white greebling or black greebling art, and then the all black for the 18+. I expect it to be the exact same again with Darth Vader for original trilogy and prequel trilogy. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to change prequel. Then again, there are no prequel trilogy sets, so what does it matter? So Darth Vader will be on the box, and then for the Mandalorian set, I do expect the Mandalorian to be on the art, but that was all pretty obvious, I would say. I don't think it's going to be any different, though, is my point. Andre Hall says, what do you think of the new iPhone, and are you planning on getting one? So yeah, if you guys don't know, I use my iPhone to make a lot of videos. The only videos I make with this camera, which is a Canon M50, is the Ask MandRs and occasionally other things, but mainly Ask MandR. Almost everything else, vlogs, reviews, updates, I don't know, like anything that's like physically filmed is going to be filmed with my iPhone. So I try to upgrade iPhones year over year when I think it's worth it for the camera, and this year I don't even know if it's that worth it for the camera, but the cameras are supposed to be slightly better in like darker situations, which I think is kind of important given that I sometimes film stuff where it's darker. So I bought one. It'll show up Friday. I got an iPhone 12 Pro Pacific Blue, 256 gigabytes. Usually I would just get black, but the black is getting less black, and I don't like that. It's not a dark enough color anymore. Like, it's even lighter than this, so I was just like, nah, I'm out. I'm gonna get blue. But I'm sure you guys are kind of curious what I think about the, like, charger thing. So the new iPhones, Apple said, are gonna come with a charging cable, and that's it. So no headphones, no charging wall adapter, and it's actually kind of insane. But I'm not that against it. Clearly not enough to go out and not buy the product, which is the way I think things like this should generally work. If you don't like that Apple is not including headphones and a wall adapter in your iPhone box, go buy a different phone. So I'm not that deterred by it because I have plenty of wall chargers and all that jazz, and I certainly don't need another pair of Apple headphones. The Breakout Donut says, if LEGO was to create a UCS prequel set other than the UCS gunship, what would you want to see? And this one got 185 likes, and I feel like I just answered this, like, I don't know, 10 weeks ago, but 185 likes, clearly people want me to answer it. My stance on this has been pretty solid. I feel like a UCS Venator makes a ton of sense once the Star Destroyer is gone. And I don't think a Venator should be $700 like a Star Destroyer. I think it should be $300 or $400, but that is the UCS prequel set that I really desperately want to see other than the gunship that is already happening. Xavier Ramirez says, if the Nebulon-B frigate won the UCS vote from earlier this year, do you think the San Diego Comic-Con frigate would have still been a set, or did LEGO throw this exclusive together at the last moment so that people can get the frigate since the gunship won the vote? So this is the type of hypothetical you'll never know the true answer to because LEGO won't come out and tell you it, right? But my guess is that no. I don't think that the UCS vote had any real influence on what the Comic-Con exclusive was for this year, and that's because it is a 40th anniversary set. It is for the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary, and it's got the plaque and everything, and so I don't think LEGO was like, oh crap, we need a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. We didn't do the TIE Bomber, and we didn't do the Nebulon, and since we're doing a UCS gunship, we won't do that. They're like, alright, we'll do a Nebulon. Like, I think this is something that is kind of like a no-brainer type of thing that they saw coming from a mile away, like, hey, we're gonna do a Nebulon either way for Comic-Con. Now, that being said, sets like this can be done in like as little as 6 weeks, I've heard, so it's not impossible for them to have 2 months ago gone, hey, what are we going to do for Comic-Con this year? Oh, hey, this set didn't win. We should do that. So it's not impossible. I just don't think it's likely because it is a 40th anniversary and it ties in with The Empire Strikes Back. If it was not an anniversary set, I would say there is a better likelihood of that. But because it feels like it was planned out, I'm going to say it probably was. Legion Brick says, what is your most frustrating experience acquiring a LEGO set? So I've had quite a few over the years. As you do when you buy so many LEGO sets, you'll run into bad experiences and good experiences, all the same. But most certainly the one that comes to mind is trying to buy the Stranger Things set. Never have I gone to an official LEGO store on the release day of a set for them to just not have it. And not only not have it, then lie to you about where it is. So for those that don't know, the Stranger Things set came out, I think, in May of 2019, and I had just watched a bunch of the show because I was like, oh, this seems like a cool Lego set. Let's see if I can get myself into it. I got myself into it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go buy the set. So release day rolls around, and I don't like buying things online for release day, especially from Lego, because Lego doesn't ship it ahead of time to show up on release day. Like Apple will ship it ahead of time. My iPhone will show up on Friday on release day. Lego will ship it on Friday and it'll show up like Tuesday. And even if I pay for 1 day shipping, the shipping company doesn't deliver on Saturday or Sunday, God forbid. So you have to wait till Monday anyway. So being the person I am, I go to the Lego store, it's like an hour away. And I think it's completely normal not to call ahead because for every other experience I've ever had and every experience since, they have had the set in stock day one like every other Lego store. It's completely normal. And so I show up there and I didn't see it on the wall or like anywhere. And it's just one set, right? So I figured, oh, maybe I glanced over it. Maybe it already sold out, which would have been insane. But there's also like no signage for it either, which I thought was kind of weird. And I was just like, am I here on the wrong day? Did I mess this up real bad? And so I check my like calendar on my phone or whatever, and I'm like, no, today is the day. And so it turns out Disney had decided that Lego shouldn't be able to sell the Stranger Things set on Disney property because it was like from a competing thing or something of that nature. And so they told me this in the store, and then when I called them when I got into the parking lot just to see what else they'd say, they told me that it hadn't arrived yet and that the truck was coming later today and I should call back later. So then they lied to me. 3 hours after that, when I had gotten home and I was working on a whole video about it, I checked Twitter and they had already started selling it at that point, and it was just so frustrating. So yeah, that was probably the worst experience buying a set for me. Slonky says, what do you think about the drama between BrickVault and On the Brick? So for people that don't know, On the Brick is like a smaller Lego YouTuber. He made a video about BrickVault's custom Naboo Starfighter, basically saying it's the worst BrickVault set they've made, which is a fair criticism, you can say that. And so then apparently BrickVault came in and threatened to copyright strike On the Brick's video. And on its face, if I just told you that, you would be like, whoa, BrickVault's off their rocker, they're way overstepping their bounds, we gotta cancel them. And so I went and I looked at the video by On the Brick, and the reason BrickVault had come in and said that is because On the Brick showed a substantial amount of the instruction booklet. I'm not exactly sure how much, but I've heard like up to 95% of the instructions for the set were shown in the video, just step by step or something like that. Like when I got to the video, it was already blurred, but you could see that there was like a 3-minute section of the video or something like that that was just all instructions going page by page while he was talking. And so while yeah, you can show a few pages of the instructions to demonstrate maybe some of the issues you may have had with it or whatever the deal may be, you certainly can't show, and because it's a custom instruction that you buy, it would be like me buying Star Wars Episode 9 on Blu-ray and me showing you the entire movie while I talk about how much I dislike it. Whether that's true or not, that's not the point of my statement, it's just an example. And then Disney coming in and saying they're going to copyright strike it because I showed 95% of the movie, not necessarily because I said it was bad. So this was that kind of situation. And so I think it's been resolved now, but I think BrickVault's not entirely in the wrong. Now, like I said, if you come at it and you get like the skewed point of view where it's like BrickVault's going to copyright strike a small YouTuber because they said their product is bad, yeah, that on its face doesn't sound so great, but from what I can tell digging into it, it's pretty straightforward that this guy really probably showed too much of something that he shouldn't have been showing or sharing in its entirety, and that has now been resolved. Carter Kent says, why are the dates on the Lego advent calendars not in order? It always confused me when I was little and still does now. So this is one of those great mysteries, right? So for those that don't understand what he's saying, on the advent calendars, he's saying that it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., etc. Instead, it's all out of order. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it sends you all over the place. And I don't think there's like a manufacturing reason or anything like this. I think this is just simply a creative decision because they very easily could just number it differently and have it go 1 through 24, all in numerical order perfectly. But I think probably the reasoning behind this is to kind of keep people engaged as they they do their calendar throughout the month. Maybe especially for younger kids, you know, you'd go on and the kid would have fun trying to search for the number, and maybe that helps them learn numbers or something. I don't know, it's probably for a little older age group than that's learning numbers. At a board meeting somewhere, the Lego Star Wars or whoever makes advent calendars for Lego decided instead of putting them in order, we're not going to put them in order. And it was just kind of like, we can do this or we can do that, and they chose that. RN Phoenix says, what if the leak was actually a diversion created by Lego and they actually have a better selection of sets? So you're talking about the Lego Star Wars 2021 sets, which has a terrible selection. And no, the leak is not a diversion. That's not how that works. Those are the sets that are coming out in January, and that's not changing. American Irish Patriot says, do you think that they will ever redesign the Lego Star Wars blasters? So there have been like 3 main iterations of Lego Star Wars blasters. Starting in 1999, they had the big blowhorn, whatever blasters with the translucent studs on the end of them. And those were awesome, very classical Lego Star Wars blasters for a lot of people. And those ran from 1999 to 2006. And then starting in 2007, they had this all new redesigned, really sleek looking blaster that wasn't quite modeled off any exact Star Wars blaster. It was kind of like a combination of what you would expect a Star Wars blaster to look like. And so they ended up with 3 of those. You have a regular size blaster, you have a long rifle, and then you have a very short kind of pistol-like blaster. And those are kind of the 3 options that Lego has out of those. And then in 2014, they introduced the stud shooter. However, unlike in 2007, the 2014 introduction of the stud shooter did not stop the production of the nicer, more accurate-ish blasters. They kind of coexist, and they still do to this day, with the stud shooters only really showing up for battle packs. And so it is that time, right? It seems like it's happened every 7 or 8 years that they've kind of introduced something new and big for Lego Star Wars blasters. And now what I will say is what they've kind of done with the 2007 era blasters is that they've kind of added pieces on. Like in the 2020 501st Battle Pack, we have a candle piece on the end of a long rifle, which makes it look cool and different. So they have done things like that to kind of change it up over the years. And I don't think we're going to see this trend continue where they introduce something new and big. I don't know what else they could introduce. Maybe they have something up their sleeve that we're going to see in the next year or two. Who the heck knows? But I just don't think we're going to see any more major changes in that way, at least not in the foreseeable future. I think they've got a good thing going with the blasters that they have, as well as the stud shooters, and I just don't expect that to change. Alan Sibby says, will you review the Nebulon-B Frigate San Diego Comic-Con set? Well, seeing as the set's not out yet, obviously I haven't reviewed it yet, but as with every Lego Star Wars set, yes, I'm gonna review it. Now, the set does not come out until November 18th, I believe. At least that's what my Amazon order says there, so we'll see if that actually holds true, and it does show up November 18th, but that's what I'm expecting. Now, all of that being said, review tomorrow. Oh, you want to know how I'm gonna review it tomorrow? Right. You see, I paid way too much on eBay. Commander Fox says, when are you going to open your File First Battle Packs? So I am at 100 File First Battle Packs, and change now, actually, because I got a couple to pick up at Target after this video is done. I'm going to go tonight and pick up a couple more. But they are coming in the mail this week, or at least the like 30 that I ordered from Kohl's.com and the 4 that I ordered from Walmart. That'll put me just over 100 total File First Battle Packs and about 87 or 89 sealed in the box. And so the deal is, I'm going to be doing a Clone Army video somewhat soon. I think the release date for that is November 13th, and so I need to build the clones before then, obviously, and before I would set it up, which would be done like a few days before that. So I don't have an exact date yet, but at some point in the next 10 to 20 days, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I build essentially 100 501st Battle Packs. I think that's the current goal here, is to get 100 in box, and then in about a week or 2, I'm going to do a stream where I open 100, and I don't know how long that's going to take me. I'm only going to build the clones out of there. All of the builds, I'm probably going to end up selling just in bulk, all 80 or whatever, to one person. So if you're in the market for 80 File First walkers and speeders each, make me an offer. Send me an email. Serious inquiries only. And I'm not willing to split them up. I just want to sell them all at once. If you want to buy that many, let me know. But yeah, it'll be very soon. So now we can stop hearing people cry in the comments. I have to ban these people too, because I think they're so stupid about how I'm stealing all the battle packs that they could have had and they can't find one. And just so you know, they are literally available on Kohl's.com right now. If you don't own one, it's your fault. The conversation is over. I'm literally just banning people who say this now. It's ridiculous. And so following all the opening of battle packs in the coming weeks, I'm probably gonna go out and start slowly buying more again and saving them sealed for the future when I'll open them again, or maybe I'll never open them. Who's to say? I can do whatever the hell I want with them. But yeah, at least this next wave of sets that I buy, because basically these first 100 battle packs that I bought, I've pretty much all bought at full price. Now, the Kohl's cash has actually been a godsend on these last 30. I basically got 20% back, so essentially 20% off, which is really nice. But most of these sets I've been buying for almost full price on average, so it's actually been kind of inefficient. And so like the next batch of sets that I buy, I really want to try to hold out and see if there's going to be any sales over November and December, whether it be at Kohl's, Target, Walmart, usually not Walmart, but like Amazon, whatever, and see if I can get some money down on average for those sets. I also had a video idea. Let me know if you guys like this. I actually wrote a whole page of stuff on it. I guess you can't see through the backside, but basically called Maximizing Your Lego Budget, and this would pertain to currently available sets. So that is something I'm working on and that you guys may enjoy. Tissue Faucet says, why don't you have TikTok? Would love to see some MandR content on TikTok. So TikTok ruins my life. I've had it twice. I had it once, like, I don't know, way earlier this year, and I would spend 2 hours a day on it just scrolling mindlessly. And so I deleted it. I was talking to my friend Sam about TikTok, who does TikToks and has a podcast I was on. I'll link that down below. But he was like, yeah, you should do TikTok too. There's a big Lego Star Wars community on there. And I'm like, all right, I'll re-download TikTok and make some Lego Star Wars TikToks because I thought it would be fun and I could do some cool things with it. And then I ended up just scrolling through content for 2 hours a day because it's mindless entertainment. And I'm not saying it's not good entertainment, but like, I don't need that in my life, so I deleted it again. I have a TikTok account. It's called MandRproductions. You can follow it, but I don't know if I'll ever post there again. It's just not something I use. David says, if you could make a personal request for any custom-made buildable figure, what would it be? So I notoriously hate buildable figure. I just don't think they're a good thing for Lego Star Wars, or didn't think they were, because now they're gone, and it makes sense because nobody bought them, obviously. And so my deal with that is if they could have made one, obviously Favre's Trooper would have been dope. And it's kind of sad because buildable figures are on the cusp of being great, because they were about to get a File First Trooper with an ATRT, and yeah, it was something that was just canceled kind of last minute, because usually we don't get pictures of canceled Lego Star Wars sets. Like, I'm sure there are more things that exist that we have never seen that got kind of close to being released, but we've never seen the pictures of. These ones we have actually have pictures of, which are the Super Battle Droid from 2018. I want to say it was going to be released summer of 2018. It got canceled, along with the 501st Trooper with ATRT. We were very close to getting it, but then the whole line of buildable characters got canned, which, again, like I said, not too surprising given that they seem to sell poorly and that they, to me, did not fit what Lego in general is. CT555 Minecraft says, what is the highest price per piece Lego Star Wars set ever? So to make this answer actually answerable and not just be like a weird thing, we're going to take out like Comic-Con exclusives and minifigure poly bags. Oh, and buildable characters, because those have bad price per piece, but obviously they're all special molds and things like that. But the highest price per piece regular system released retail set ever, I believe, is the Final Duel 2, which according to Brickset at the time of release cost $7 and included 26 pieces, and its price per piece was 27 cents per piece. Now obviously you're getting 3 minifigs with a little build, so $7 for 3 minifigs on its face is actually pretty good, but hey, that is a set that came in a box and had a really high price per piece. And removing another set like that Jedi Final Duel set, more buildable characters, and minifigure packs in between, the next highest price per piece, like real genuine set, was the 2002 UCS Naboo Starfighter, which had a price per piece of 21.4 cents. So if you're more interested in that, you can always go on brickset.com, and they have a great sort function where you can sort by price per piece descending, and it basically goes from the highest price per piece piece Lego Star Wars set, or any theme that you want set ever, to the lowest price per piece. Now, this doesn't take into account things like inflation, but it's still a pretty neat tool and thing to look at. That is going to do it, though, for Ask MandR episode 146. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you have a question that you want answered next week, leave in the comment section below. You never know. And subscribe if you're new to the channel so you don't miss my Nebulon-B frigate review tomorrow, hopefully, because I'm filming this before it's shown up, but I'm assuming it's going to show up when it's supposed to, and then I'll have the video out when it's supposed to. Okay, bye, everyone. Oh, yeah, new end screen is pretty dope, right?